Yesterday, Arsenal and Real Madrid advanced in style, and today 4 teams play for those last 2 spots in those quarterfinals. And it's a fascinating mix: former champions in search of past glory, 2 determined underdogs dreaming of an upset, and a famous debutant looking to make more history in the competition. How exciting these ties are going to be. We've got Arsenal versus Chelsea in the London derby and Barcelona against Real Madrid in El Clasico. Welcome on in, everyone, to our Women's Champions League studio on this last day of the knockout playoffs. I'm your host, Hannah Cash, alongside the former Mexico international, whose idea of relaxation after the show is hitting the gym, going for like a 5-mile run, Janely Farias, the 2018 NWSL champion, aka the Venice Beach tattoo lady, Darian Jenkins, and 2-time World Cup winner with the United States, a girl who claims she has never been hungover at training, Kelly O'Hara. Let's talk about Arsenal. We've just seen your brackets. I think most of you have got them reaching, well, at least the quarters. You've got them reaching the finals. No one cared about my bracket, so I didn't show mine. But I'll see them making.
But do you remember where you put them?
She might have Leuven beating Arsenal.
Wait, did the production team ask you to make one, and then we haven't aired it?
No. No one wanted to see my bracket. It's fine. I've got Leuven going through anyway.
To the final.
Yeah. Let's talk about Arsenal, though, because we've seen Renee Slager's come out this week saying, look, it's going to be a hard match. It's going to be difficult to what we saw when we played each other in match day 6, just because it's 2 legs, it's 180 minutes. Because there's a lot more on the line, do you think we'll see a different match today, Jen, between Arsenal and Leuven? Real Madrid and Paris FC. I want to touch on what Pau Casala had to say this past week, the Real Madrid head coach. He said it's mentally easier going into a game only being 1 goal up than 2. For someone who's never played football.
You were confused by that.
It was like, really? But it's an interesting one with Real Madrid, though, because we have to think back. They've only been established since 2020, so 5-6 years. They've made the quarterfinals. If they were to win today and get to the quarterfinals, it would be their 3rd time. But they would be facing Barcelona, who they haven't really done too well against before.
We're all smiling.
What does that smirk mean, Janely?
What do they need to do to get over that step, to finally start beating Barcelona and maybe becoming that European powerhouse we want them to be? I think, though, you haven't got a Ballon d'Or winner in your team and you're still dominating your league. You're still dominating Women's Champions League. Is there anything that can stop them? I mean, you're becoming Miss Worldwide, aren't you, Darian?
I'm trying.
Well done. No, great job. So this game, look, it's 2-2 on aggregates. I think this is the closest game we've had in the knockout round playoffs. Who do you think has the momentum going into this game? I know we saw Wolfsburg get the last-minute equaliser in the first leg, but Juve did dominate the game for the first 80 minutes, didn't they? You can see the list of notable rivals for Manchester United. Mark Skinner did say earlier this season, we need a bigger squad. We need to make some adjustments in this winter transfer window, which is what they've done clearly. But they are competing on all fronts, really. They're 2nd in the WSL. They have a chance today to get into the quarterfinals. This is exactly what they needed, isn't it, Jen?
Yeah, 100%.
Speak about the 2-legged games. Arsenal, in their last 7 games, have lost the first leg when they've had to play a 2-legged tie, but then they've come back to win in that second leg. Kind of just shows how they won the Champions League last year, Darian. Is the extra games, especially the games these WSL teams are going to have to be playing in. Arsenal were so close to getting into the top 4, weren't they? They made it 5th. But I think they need those 2 extra games to kind of keep on this high horse that they're on. Wouldn't you agree? They've just won Champions Cup. They're doing so well in the WSL. It's almost like they don't want to take their foot off the gas.
I actually think it's in their favour right now.
Yeah, they were definitely a dynamic duo today in Paris. Darren, you mentioned just before we went and saw all those highlights of the 2 players there, teams come in and target Caicedo.
Yes.
Do you think that's a worry going into this next leg? Because, look, they only played them 7 days before that. Do you think Paris FC will learn a bit from this game and target Caicedo in the next leg? Going into the league phase, when Arsenal probably weren't in their best of form as they were now, they were missing that leader. They were missing the girls like Alicia Russo who have all the experience to give this team. And now they've got her, and look, they're flying, aren't they? We're going to be talking to one of Manchester United's stars. She's born and bred red. Ella Toone, thank you very much for joining us. Ella, thank you for joining us today. I know we promised you Jen was going to be in studio to talk to you, but you've got us today. She's out sick, so we apologise for that.
No worries, you lot are better anyway.
Hey, you hear that, Jen? Clip it and send it to Jen.
Ella, let's quickly, before we talk about Manchester United, we want to talk about you because you've been out injured since December. First of all, how are you? How is your road to recovery going?